guys, it's Kinetic152 again, bringing you my second tutorial video. Today I'm going to show you different types of techniques for dive bomber whoring. Well, before we go into a test room, I'm first going to show you some settings. Because for dive bombing I use a different kind of settings than the default setting. Most dive bomber whores I think use this setting because it's really easy to use and, well, you don't have to move your hand on the keyboard. So let's take a look on the settings. For the lower altitude key is K, the higher altitude L, dive bombing, the semicolon, and the apostrophe for torpedo bombing. Well, if you take a look at your keyboard right now, then you can see that they are all in the same line, so it's really easy to use. You don't have to move your hand on the keyboard when you are playing as a dive bomber or anything. Yeah, well, that's about it for the settings. Anyway, let's jump into a test room so I can show you some stuff. So, we arrived in the test room. Today I'm going to show you 3 tabs of manual dive bombing. First of all, the regular manual dive bombing, then the instant drop dive bombing, and the lower altitude dive bombing. Well, there are a lot of opinions about dive bomber whores, and I'm not going to show you any fancy dive bombing today because most people say you're not a team player because you don't provide vision. Well, you can't really blame them because they are right. But on the other hand, you can do a lot of damage with your dive bombers. So, yeah, well, they are partially right. You can make your team or break your team by taking out enemy CVs. And if you don't do that, yeah, well, you're probably fucked. Anyway, first, I'm going to show you... yeah, what was I going to show you? Oh yeah, the regular manual dive bombing. Okay, let's take one more look at the settings. Because you got the dive bombing setting and the torpedo bombing setting. And you actually use the torpedo bombing button to drop your bombs and the dive bombing button to set the target. So as you can see, if I select my planes and I press the semicolon, which is in my case the dive bombing button, you left click on a certain area and you'll get that little circle over here. You see, you get the little circle. I think the enemy ships are already incoming, so I'm gonna move a little bit here. So you select all your planes. You can drag them all the way across the map, whatever you like. You can lower their altitude, even higher their altitude. And if you want to bomb something, well, you have to just set this manual target by again using the semicolon and left clicking on a certain area. So if I want to bomb him, you select him, make sure it is on the ship. Most of the time I bomb from the left to the right. It doesn't matter if the guy is moving from left to right, from north to south, or whatever. Anyway, you just set the target. And now the thing with manual dive bombing, it has all to do with the timing. I'm gonna bring these guys back. Yeah, it's a lot of explanation, but well, you really need it. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, it's all about timing. The moment you press the, well, it was actually the torpedo bombing button, which is dropping bombs. That is the moment when your pilots will get the signal from, oh, we can drop. Most of my planes were out of fuel. How great. Anyway, so it's about the timing. The timing will tell you what kind of dive bombing it will be, because if you press it too fast, it will become an instant drop. If you press it too late, your planes will get raped. And well, you just have to press it on the right moment. So you launch your planes, select them all, make that manual target, drag them away a bit to make a, well, nice group. So again, when I say hold, I'm pressing the torpedo bombing button. So I'm moving in right now, and I'm holding it right now. So as you can see, they make a little dive and then they drop on like altitude 50 or something. So they drop it, and as you saw, they drop their bombs right on the target, and that's something you need to remember, because about the instant dropping, well, just remember it, and I'll explain it in another room.
Ready to fire.
So here we are again. Right now I'm going to show you the instant drop dive bombing, which is the most powerful way of manual dive bombing, because the instant drop has the highest altitude, and the highest altitude gives it the most damage. It's actually just basic physics. When you drop a stone on someone's head from 1 meter or from 100 meter, they will probably feel the difference, unless they die of their 1 meter drop. Anyway, so loading the planes, launching them, select them all, set the manual target to make a group. So, as I said in the last room, it's all about timing, and for the instant drop dive bombing, it is the most important. So, what you want to do, you set a target, and as I'm going to say hold again, I'm going to hold the torpedo bombing button, which is the drop button. So, and look at the big difference here. Okay, I'm going to hold it right, well, now. And look at where they drop, probably around here. Well, that was quite accurate. So as you saw, they dropped them all on the same target and all from altitude 100, which gives it the most damage. Now, second, what you probably saw is that they didn't drop it on the target that I said. I said, well, you gotta drop them here, but they were like, no, no way, man, I'm gonna drop it here. So, and that's because, that's because it's instant dive bombing. Normally, when your planes are going into the dive, that's that certain point where you make the the little instant drop thing. I'll try to show you what I mean by giving this little example. First I gotta make a group, of course. So the thing about this type of bombing, okay. Yeah, of course, scramble, why not? Anyway, so here you go, little group. So check out where they start diving for the normal, regular dive bombing. If you paid close attention, you saw they were diving before they reached their target. And that's because normally they will drop their bombs on the target when you dive from here. Okay, that was a slingshot. Just forget about it. Anyway, normally they start diving at a certain moment, and when you use the instant drop, then that is going to be the point where they drop their bombs. That's, well, basically the way to explain the manual diving or the instant drop. So now I'm going to show you how to apply it on someone. So I'm waiting for my planes here. You should have already loaded it. Yeah, I know, I'm a noob. So don't judge. Anyway, so again, launch your planes, make the manual target, drag them away. Again, manual target to make the group. So we are gonna bomb this guy if he's not going into the cloud from the left to the right, because that makes his hitbox, well, big enough to hit. So keep in mind that when you apply the, or maybe him, the instant drop dive bombing, that they will not drop it on the target that you set. It's a little bit before they reach the target. So let's try to take out this renown. So you set the target over here, and you already hold the bomb button. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and click. Boom. And that is how you use instant drop. So you don't set your target on the ship, you set it right after the ship. Or besides it, or whatever you want to call it. Because they don't drop it on the target that you set, but a little bit before. So, well, I think that's the instant drop. I think you got what I mean. Anyway, I'm gonna make one more room to show you the low altitude bombing. Um, yeah, see you in the next room.
Ready to fire.
So this is the last part of the tutorial for today. I'm going to show you now the low altitude bombing. It is a lot less powerful than the instant drop, but in some cases it might be useful for subs or fast chips, because your bombs will reach their destination a lot quicker because you're on lower altitude. So, well, as the name might suggest, it is from low altitude. So, keep your place on a low altitude. So you select them all and lower their altitude. You might want to set a few manual targets to make the group a little bit more together, like this. So, um, the thing about lower altitude bombing is that as soon as you press this target over here, you got to press the torpedo bombing button, or the bombing button if you want to call it that, right before you reach the target. So, oh yeah, and keep in mind that with this type of dive bombing, your bombs will drop on the target. So if you keep them on this altitude, I will show you the difference in a few moments. Anyway, so you're coming in. Let's pretend there's a ship over here, and you select, come closer. You select the target, hold it, and they will all drop it on the target. So as soon as you set the target, you also start holding the torpedo bombing button to drop your bombs, and they will drop them on the target. And now I'm going to show you the big difference between low altitude bombing and, well, the semi altitude bombing. I don't know, because if your planes are going in for the drop and the target is too far away, and you start holding the torpedo bombing button, and they already reach like altitude 50 or something before they get to the target, then they won't drop it right on the target, but somewhere. Well, you saw the instant drop last room, and you saw my little low altitude bombing the last time, and it will be somewhere in between those two areas where they will drop their bombs if they already reach altitude 50 or something around altitude 50 before they drop their bombs. So again, I'm going to lower the altitude. Okay, so they are really low now, and let's pretend there's a target over here. So it's a lot further away. So you're going in for the drop, and you're low. Your enemy is over here. So you set the target, and you hold it. Now look at the place where they drop. It wasn't exactly here, which would have made it the instant drop, and it wasn't on the target, so it was somewhere in between. Well, that's something you have to keep in mind, because the higher your planes get, the further away the bombs will drop from your target. So with the instant drop, it's like 1 centimeter away, and for the lower altitude bombing, it is on the target, and, well, as you can say, on 50 altitude, it's somewhere in the middle. So keep that in mind. Yeah, well, I guess you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, I don't really have to bomb him. He's so cute. No. Oh well, the plane's loaded anyway. Well, my dive bombers aren't really made for low altitude bombing. You will need a lot of VATS and boost and base to do that, because they will get hit by AEW, and I think my bombers will even get hit by the AEW of this little piece of BB1. So I will try to make a low dive bombing. It's not my specialty anyway, so, but you might want to use it. So you're coming in on a low altitude, set the target, hold it, drop them. Just like that. As you saw, great example. 9 bombers, low altitude bombing, they were all on the target, only 13k attack. So that's the big difference between low altitude bombing and high altitude bombing, the damage. So great example. Anyway, that's it for the tutorial. Again, just like my last video, some in-game footage. I didn't have a lot of time to well, shoot some proper in-game footage, so most of the ships aren't really like BB6s or anything, or BB5s. Not really fancy stuff, but it's just for fun. Anyway, I'm gonna retreat out of this room and well, check it out, and maybe you can try it. So that's it for now. I hope you liked it, and I also hope it helped you out a lot with your manual dive bombing career. So that's it. Kinetic 152, over and out.